Hello and welcome to another edition of UFO Video Addicts. Let me give you a quick preview of what I got coming up in this video. The first is this UFO over a volcano in Iceland. Also have this video of a UFO seen over this city Gaziantep, Turkey, just recently. I also have this video from 2015 that I found on Reddit of a UFO that was caught while recording a TV show in Lima, Peru. And then here's another video from Reddit that compares UFOs that were seen during the 1993 Gulf Breeze incident. Also have this video here of Phil Schneider. Phil Schneider worked for the government building deep underground military bases, and one time while he was digging under the ground, supposedly he encountered, or he fell into some space, a cavern, where he encountered these tall gray aliens, and he said that one of them shot some kind of beam at him, took out, he said it split him open like a fish, I think, or something like that. But if you see him, you see that some of his fingers are missing. I don't know if I can find that. Yeah, you can see, like, right here, he's got these two fingers missing because he said he tried to block it, and it took his fingers out and cut them up. Also have this video here of Zecharia Sitchen giving a talk about the Sumerians and the Annunaki. And this is a strange video I found on TikTok. I'm not too sure where it's at. I think it may be someplace in Mexico, or some other Central or South American country. And it shows a bunch of people running from something. I still haven't been able to figure out what it is. I don't know if it's a storm or something else. And they got two strange ones. These don't have anything to do with UFOs, but it's just strange. This is a video of this woman, Jane Roberts, who's apparently channeled some being named Seth. And apparently this being, or this entity named Seth, spoke through her. And then I found this one here on Reddit of this woman from 1954. She was a professional well finder, and apparently she was pretty good. She said that, or it was said that somehow her body was very sensitive to the presence of water. And I think that, I'll play this whole thing, but they talk about it, if I remember correctly, like over 90% that she was able to find water underground. So yeah, this is a video of her, like contorting her body and making all these strange movements to locate the water. Also have this article here from the Daily Mail. Now, yeah, this is disclosure is definitely going mainstream. And again, to the people out there who think that disclosure is going to be an event, it's not. Right? Disclosure is a process. It's an ongoing process that we're currently, that's currently happening, right? It's just this slow drip of information. And I know some people, believe that, someone like Biden or another, political leader is going to announce on some day that we aren't alone in the universe, let alone we're not alone on the planet. But yeah, that's never going to happen. Like I've said, and other people like Lou Elizondo have said, that there's too many legal liabilities if the government were to ever come out and acknowledge, because think about all the people's lives who were ruined when they spoke the truth about an experience they had or something that they saw, and they had their lives or their careers ruined because of that. All those people would start filing lawsuits against the government. So it's never going to happen. It's just always going to be this slow drip of other people, releasing information, or individuals releasing this information. And then last, I have this article here about this congressman. It says he's seen UFO footage that convinced him aliens could turn us into charcoal. Again, here's another thing, right? Here's a congressman, right, talking about UFOs and holding hearings. So yeah, how do you not How do you not say that disclosure isn't happening, right? It's an ongoing process. But, one thing, I check my analytics, and apparently there's a lot of people who watch these videos on a regular basis, but for whatever reason, you're not subscribed and you're not liking. So, ask again. If you appreciate the time and effort that I put into bringing this information to you, I would really appreciate it if you can just simply hit the like button. It doesn't cost you anything to hit that like button. It helps me out, and it makes this like a mutual relationship, right? Where I provide these videos for you, and all you have to do is hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. I don't think I'm asking much, but for whatever reason, a lot of you guys that watch these videos on a regular basis just won't even put in that little bit of effort. It really surprises me. I guess it doesn't really surprise me. I guess I kind of expect that, but yeah, because doing these videos, or being involved in this subject matter for a long time, I've learned a lot about human nature, and I don't really have I'm not going to say anything else. Anyways, if you like this stuff, just give it a like. But anyways, let's go to this first video here. UFO over volcano in Iceland. So let me just go back here. Yeah, it's actually hard to tell, but I don't think these blue lights are like from the volcano or like drones or anything like that. I guess, I have to believe this, whoever put this video up, that these are UFOs. Yeah, initially I thought that this light was maybe from the volcano, but this is a blue light. There's no way that that the volcano is creating that light. Yeah, and there's no way that this could be any kind of conventional craft, because or a drone or anything like that, because I'm sure it's the heat around this area is pretty intense, and if anything was man-made or metal or plastic, that thing would melt. Anyway, that's about it. It's just get the same shot through the rest of this video. Let me go on to this next one. This is a UFO sighting over Gaziantep. I'm possibly not saying that right. In Turkey. It was just recently uploaded. Let's go full screen here. I got to stop it right there. I don't want to get that music. I don't want to get hit with the copyright violations. But, like always, all these links will be in the description. So if you want to check them out, you can just hit the links in the description. Okay, now this is a 2015 UFO cop. We're recording a TV show in Lima, Peru.
La gran labor policial que se desarrolla en esta... ¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué avión?
No, ningún avión se puede detener así, pues.
Nada se puede detener así.
Oye, mira, no se puede detener.
Un ovni. Preso. No puede ser estático. Está bien, ¿no? Tienes que grabar a la gente que está acá. A ver, o sea, claro, para que tenga la referencia de que está suspendido, ¿ah? No, que no puede ser una flota de ella.
Pero no es porque el sol va a anular el brillo.
Bueno, no, pita no tiene, ¿ah? Está bien arriba.
Está suspendido. No hable que estoy grabando. Ya estamos.
Acabamos con nuestros amigos. Claro, con una presencia
Está prendido.
especial en el programa. Espacial.
Está prendido.
Wow, that's pretty wild that they would just stop right in the middle of their broadcast and, start videotaping that thing. Anyways, let's see. Let's check out this other video here about the comparison of the Gulf Breeze UFOs.
Breeze again?
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and play this whole thing. It's only 2 minutes, 35 seconds. Let me turn this down a little. So yeah, with Reddit, I don't have to worry about copyright violations. So let's just watch this thing.
Whoa.
Yeah, we saw very similar earlier
curious
on,
one, isn't it?
remember?
Yes. Very much on the vertical, hanging there in the
Again,
sky.
without moving. Definitely unusual for shape
Totally.
of what traditionally at least is considered a UFO.
Yeah. It
doesn't fit
seems
that
to come from
description.
another factory somewhere.
Right.
Love to get an extreme close-up of that and see as close as we can what kind of articulation it has.
There it seems to be moving, and that seems to be not camera movement.
Yeah, I heard one explanation of why this thing swings like a pendulum. It has something to do with the way their anti-gravity system works. Imagine a chain connected to this object, and then the top of the chain being locked into a certain point in space. Well, again, I've heard one explanation that's what happens, that their gravity generators, or whatever they use to defeat gravity, it locks into a point in space, and then this thing just sort of like hangs, or swings like a pendulum, or some of them. Remember, all of these crafts aren't the same, but this is just how one of these crafts work. That it locks into a point in space, and it's just connected to that point in space, and then that's why you see it swinging like a pendulum.
I think it's...
That's a bird, I think.
Right, that definitely was a genuine earth bird there that went by.
Another more for Gulf Breeze.
Daylight.
Oh, I think this is going to be similar to the one before.
We just saw, right, the
one just hanging. Yeah. Although still
so far.
Oh, there
yeah.
it is. Yeah.
Maybe it's even the same thing.
Could be. Yeah.
Come on, let's hold that angle and get a close up.
Yeah, I don't know what to.
I wonder, if you're interested in this subject and you live in an area like Gulf Breeze, as inundated as it is with unknowns, whether or not you get a little bit jaded to it or it keeps you sort of excited about the subject or essentially becomes kind of matter of fact.
Well, the one thing about this flap areas is they don't last forever either. Although they sometimes what you find is that the same area will again have a flap like 20 years later, but there's a lull, and that lull can last 10 years or something, a long time. It's usually more than 4 years.
Well, like Westchester.
It's quiet now. Even Gulf Breeze now it's not what it was 10 years ago.
Anyways, that's that. Not the best video. Let's see. Now, this is, again, about Phil Schneider. Like I said, he worked for the government building deep underground military bases. And let me just play a little bit of this. Actually, this video is like a 7-part series. Yeah, this is number 1 of 7.
Technology or alien reproduced vehicles or any other kinds of things well hidden from the American public. Our black budget, for instance, garners $1.023 trillion every 2 years. It's over $500 billion a year. Right now, there are 131 active deep underground military bases in the United States. There's 1,477 of them worldwide. Each one has an average cost of $17 to $19 billion. Each one is built in the site. It used to be it'd take a year to 2 years to build each one, and now they're capable of building a couple of them a year with sophisticated methods. My colleague Al Bielik has actually been on some of the high-speed railways, the magneto-leviton trains that connect all the deep underground military bases within the United States. He's been on a Mach 2 train and floats off of a single rail at a 3/4 of an inch off the rail, and is what you'd call high tech. We have nothing like this on the surface. The public basically has been totally lied to. We're considered stupid or even moronic in some cases. It's got to stop. If we're going to gain our country back, we must, and I repeat, must instill in our public officials, anybody that goes and does public service, they must tell us the truth. If they cannot do this, then they must be impeached, or they must be removed from office.
Yeah, we're way past that. You see what's going on with the FBI hearings right now. Yeah, our country has it's not the same anymore, especially when you have law enforcement working against the people. But anyways, let me just read what it says down here. Phil Schneider, one of the 3 people to survive the 1979 firefight between the Large Grays, U.S. intelligence and military at the Dulce underground base, was found dead January 1996 due to what appears to be an execution-style murder. He was found dead in his apartment, a rubber catheter hose wrapped 3 times around his neck and half knotted in front. According to sources, it appeared that he repeatedly suffered torture before he was finally killed. 7 months prior to his death, Schneider did a lecture on the forces he had discovered at Dulce. Yeah, so this is one of those guys who was unfortunately suicided. Okay, so that's that. Let me go to this video here. This is Zecharia Sitchen talking about the Sumerians. And I've said this before. If you go look at a video of the structures that these Sumerians, the Akkadians, the Assyrians, and the Babylonians, look at the city-states that they had built where, nowhere else on the planet. At that time, I'm pretty sure further in the past, right? Some of the ancient sites we found were most likely abandoned by the time the Sumerians and the Akkadians and Assyrians were living in their cities. But look at anywhere else on the planet, right? Look at the other societies that existed on the planet at the time that the Sumerians and the Akkadians and the Assyrians occupied their cities, right? And look at, the advanced engineering that was required to build those cities. And, I've said this before. This is, when their cities were built, it was several thousand years after planet Earth had gone through a major extinction level event, right? The Younger Dryas event, right? When two meteors hit the planet and put so much debris in the atmosphere that it blocked out the sun, killed all the vegetation, killed all the the large animals and everything else. And again, I still find this hard to believe, but I think people like Graham Hancock had said that there were only a few thousand people that somehow survived and were left on the planet. So how did you go from those few thousand people to the diversity of races and cultures that were present, let's say 5,000 years ago, 5, 6, 7,000 years ago? So yeah, I am definitely of the belief that that these people must have arrived from another planet and had the knowledge and the machinery and the skills to build those cities and those early Greek cities. They were employing sacred geometry, or using the golden ratio. Yeah. So yeah, if anyone wants to look into that, just understand that simple-minded people. I mean, not to say that hunter-gatherers are simple-minded, because for sure, if the planet did go through another extinction level event, those hunter-gatherers are most likely going to be the people that are going to know how to survive. Any of us, living in the modern world, we wouldn't know how to survive without all the modern conveniences. At least I know I wouldn't. If you drop me into any area where hunter-gatherers live, I'd most likely be dead within a week. Whereas they know how to survive without all of the modern conveniences. But still, they aren't employing any type of advanced knowledge, advanced math, and things like that, right? They're I don't want to say they're simple-minded, but yeah, they're just not using advanced techniques in order to survive. But anyways, let me just play a little bit of this.
Around 2900 BC, a Sumerian king called Gilgamesh went in search of immortality. Now, the whole business of immortality doesn't really exist, because all the tales tell us that these so-called gods, the Annunaki, were both born and died. And there are tales about both births and
Yeah, let me just say something about this, right? If this is supposed to be Gilgamesh, right? I believe this is Gilgamesh, like, killing a lion. Look at the size of him compared to the lion, right? We would not be able to hold a lion like that. You know what I mean? I mean, yeah, lions are pretty big. So if this is an actual representation of how big he was compared to the lion, Gilgamesh was a giant.
dead. But it is all relative. That's why the Greeks called the gods, they borrowed the Sumerian pantheon, they called them the immortals. But it was only a difference in what a year is. If the Anunnaki come from a planet whose orbit is about 3,600 of our years, to them it is 1 year. If you would ask an Anunnaki, how old are you? He'll say, whatever, I'm 20 years old, which means my planet, Nibiru, made 20 rounds around the sun. If you ask somebody here, so we won't ask people for their ages, of course, but you ask how old are you, and he'll answer, it means my planet, where I grew up, to which I genetically belong, made X number of orbits around the sun. That's a year. So, but anyway, Gilgamesh was the son of a goddess. And he came to his mother, and he actually was not only a demigod, but he was two-thirds divine, because his mother, not his father, his mother was a god, a goddess. And he said, if I'm two-thirds divine, two-thirds Anunnaki genetically, why should I die like a mortal? And she said to him, you're right. But in order to attain our longevity, you have to go and be on our planet. So he went in search of immortality, and the Epic of Gilgamesh is a well-known literary work from antiquity, translated in antiquity already in many of those ancient languages. Now, where did Gilgamesh go in search of immortality? He had to go to places from which he would be taken aloft to the planet of the gods. So if you remember this design, this is what I showed you. This is Jerusalem, which is only mission control center. He had, and this one, where is it? This one was destroyed in the pyramid wars. So he had two places to go. One was the great platform in the mountains here, and one was the spaceport itself. And so around 2900 BC, almost 5,000 years ago.
Yeah, let me just stop that right there. Yeah, this is a long hour and 51 minutes, but link will be in the description if you want to watch that. Let's go to this one here. Yeah, this is a strange one. Not anything to do with UFOs or aliens, but there's something strange going on. Watch these people. They're running from something, and I haven't been able to figure out what it is they're running from.
No mames. No mames. No mames. No mames.
Yeah, I mean, is that just like a transformer going out? Are these people freaking out about a transformer? I don't know, but link will be in the description. You know, looking at the comments, there's, yeah, same thing. ¿Qué pasó? Like, what's happening? ¿Qué pasó? ¿Cuándo? ¿Y dónde es? When and where is this? I think they're asking. Anyways, yeah, if anyone can provide some context for this, it'd be really great. Yeah, this is a weird one. It's an hour, yeah, almost an hour, about this woman, Jane Roberts, who claims to be a vessel for this entity or this person named Seth, who was speaking through her. Anyways, check some of this out. I think it's kind of crazy. And yeah, you know, and I'm not fully buying it because she's an author. I kind of get, I don't know, again, I'm always open to being wrong. But if this is a hoax, she most likely did it to try and sell books. But again, like I said, you know, that's just my opinion. I could be wrong.
To our friend here. For when he speaks, you fear the vocabulary. Because you fear the beliefs that you still are afraid of it. You are afraid that after all, for all of your earned knowledge. The others are right. You are not sure of your position, and therefore you must defend it with a great vehemence. You sin in our well-meaning and beautiful friend. Those beliefs against which you yourself have fought for so long.
Yeah, let me just stop that right there. I have no idea what the hell she's talking about, but like I said, this is a long video. It's almost an hour long. If you want to check out the rest of it, it's I mean, it's kind of interesting because now I have heard of this Seth, but I've never heard of the Jane Roberts, or the idea that she channeled this being or this entity. But yeah, it's interesting. Link will be in the description. Check it out. Yeah, now this is a strange one here too, kind of short.
Now meet Catherine Brett.
Yeah, this is about this woman. Like I said, she was a I think it's called water dowsing. You know, you've seen those people who use those sticks that are like a Y-shaped stick to find water, but apparently this woman could do it just with her body. But anyways, check this out.
Now meet Catherine Brent of Devon, Cornwall, whose physical reaction to water is so strong that she is literally pulled this way and that in the direction of the underground stream she locates for Cornish farmers. Since she discovered her gift 3 years ago, Catherine has located 300 deep boreholes and has been right 98 times in every 100. Today, she is
imagine that. She had a 98% win rate.
one of Britain's most successful professional water diviners. How does she do it? No one really knows, but scientists say that her body cells are unusually sensitive to physical and chemical changes in the earth. All Catherine knows is that her reactions are so violent that she is sometimes pulled off balance and ends up flat on her face. This from water often more than 200 feet below the ground.
Yeah, no, see, something like this, I don't think you can fake it, right? Because how do you account for her having that 98% win rate, right? If she could find water 98 out of 100 times, that's not someone that's faking it.
Her gift can locate the whole course of an underground stream with uncanny accuracy, but it leaves her exhausted and white-faced.
Right, and people wouldn't have, continually gone to her if she was wrong. So yeah, I got to say that's got to be real. Anyways, let's go to this article here. Yeah, I just wanted to bring this up because I've seen most of these photos, and I'm sure if you've been watching my channel for any time, you've most likely seen them too. But I just wanted to include this to show that, yeah, disclosure is going mainstream. Yeah, I've heard some people who said that. Their definition of disclosure is, when the general public is finally aware of these crafts. But yeah, I don't think you're ever going to get, 100% of the people to agree. I mean, there's still people, in spite of overwhelming evidence, that the Earth is still flat. So, yeah, I don't think you're ever going to get 100% consensus on this. There's always going to be, naysayers. I think some people, even when confronted with UFOs, are still going to be in denial. I remember hearing a story about some general on a plane that, there were a group of military people on a plane, and there was a UFO that was tracking them. So the UFO was on one side of the plane, and most of the people inside of the plane were looking out this one side of the window, watching this UFO. And there was one military guy who refused to look out the window. And when someone asked him, hey, don't you want to check out this UFO? He's like, nope, I don't believe in those things. So yeah, even when they're presented with with the evidence that's right in front of their face. You're going to get some people who just will not acknowledge the reality of this. Anyways, let's go to this last article here. Congressman says he's seen UFO footage that convinced him aliens could turn us into charcoal. A Tennessee congressman has said he's seen UFO footage that convinced him aliens could turn us into a charcoal briquette. The topic of extraterrestrial life is one that often crops up, largely because it's one that we always seem unable to prove or disprove the various claims that arise. See, that's even right. You can prove it. There's a ton of video footage, eyewitness testimony. I mean, the fact that our government has organizations, that are devoted to studying this. I don't think they would study something that's not real. Anyways, conversation heated up even further back in May when NASA made history by making UFO findings public for the very first time, giving some level of credence to an otherwise murky territory. But the genuine scientific research is inevitably always paired with wider theories from people who claim to know more than we do about life out there. Again, they keep, saying out there. It's part of the brainwashing. They're here. Republican Congressman Tim Burchett believes life forms that do not hail from this planet would have technology also unlike anything we've experienced, saying he believes we can't handle it. Again, they're saying not from this planet. Again, I'm positive, we get some visitors, but the majority of craft that we see are from this planet. Burchett, who is on the House Oversight Committee overseeing UFO hearings, said he was also shown classified footage that has not been released to the public yet. So yeah, he's seen footage, video footage. Now, I've heard of stories of soldiers in Russia who were turned to stone, but I wonder if that's what he's talking about. Speaking on the Event Horizon podcast, he said, "We've been dealing with this government cover-up since 1947, probably since around about 1893, I believe. That was the Aurora, Texas UFO crash. That event, you can research, Google it, or whatever. But if they're out there, they're out there. And if they have this kind of technology, then they could turn us into a charcoal briquette. And if they can travel light years or at the speeds that we've seen, and physics as we know it, fly underwater, don't show a heat trail, things like that, then we are vastly out of our league. We can't handle it. We couldn't fight them off what we wanted to." God, that's bad writing there. That's why I don't think they're a threat to us, or they would already have been. Again, you're not acknowledging that, there's thousands of people who go up missing. There are people who are found mutilated just like cows. So, a few of them are a threat to us. His comments follow a recent interview with Roberto Pinotti, who claims he has evidence of the first UFO crash in the world, claiming aliens first arrived on Earth in Italy, not the US. Pinotti told the Daily Mail that he started researching the alleged UFO crash in 1930s Italy in 1996, and years later, he was anonymously sent some documents which appeared to show attempts from the time to cover up the incident. David Charles Grush, a former member of the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency and National Reconnaissance Office, also claims the U.S. government has a craft of non-human origin. Meanwhile, one former NASA astronaut believes it's very likely that aliens are out there, but said if they did show up, then we'd probably get quite a clear look at their spacecraft as it would partially burn up when entering our atmosphere. Yeah, we see this, I have videos of this stuff when they're entering our atmosphere. Other experts have suggested that if aliens are out there, then we're already ready to meet them, or that any species advanced enough to reach us would have wiped themselves out before they made it. Again, this is written just handyman. You don't know what you're talking about. You just wrote an article with very little research or knowledge on the subject. But anyways, that is going to be it for this video. Thank you very much for making it to the end. And like I said, if you appreciate the time and effort that I put into bringing this information to you, please give this video a like, please share it, and more importantly, please subscribe. Until next time, take care.